Are you lonely? If you clicked on this video, there's a pretty substantial chance that the answer to that question is yes. I used to be very lonely, but over the past few years, I've been lucky enough to build a really close group of friends, a brotherhood, connect with a bunch of new people, and build a broader social network which I'm really proud of. A lot of that was honestly just self-improvement, overcoming my insecurities and developing confidence. And by the way, if you're interested in that stuff, then subscribe, because I think you're gonna like this channel. But yeah, there was also a lot of lessons I had to learn and obstacles that I had to overcome. I wanted to put everything that I've learned into one video to help other guys in my generation overcome loneliness, build a brotherhood, and maybe get a girlfriend or something. This is gonna be straight to the point, no bullshit advice that changed my life. So the way I see it, two things are true. One, young men would rather hang out with unintelligent, immature, shallow degenerates with no personality and a drug problem than sit alone with themselves, by themselves. And two, a scarily large number of us would rather voluntarily get a prostate exam than start a conversation with a girl our age. From my own experience and observations, these are both symptoms of two main problems. Low confidence, as a result of not knowing who we are, and fear of rejection, failure, and embarrassment. The cure to fear? Dude, that is a journey I'm only just starting myself. But what I do know is that overcoming fear requires two things: action and faith. Just think, right? If you were standing on the edge of something high, like you were bridge jumping with the boys or something. Let's say you've already weighed up all the pros and cons and decided beforehand that it's a risk worth taking. Then, once you're standing up there on the ledge, then all that's left to do is jump. The only way you fail or lose to fear in this context is if you back out, if you don't jump. It doesn't matter how scared you are. If you jump anyway, you've won. I'm starting to realize that fear is an intricate thing. It's deceptive and can be a permeating force in your life without you even realizing it's there. But something I'm starting to learn for myself is that faith counteracts that. Personally, I believe in God, but whether you do or you don't, it really doesn't matter. You can choose to have faith either way. You can learn to get comfortable walking on a path that illuminates as you take each step, not before, with the assurance that it's leading you where you're supposed to go. As I said before, this is something I'm very much focused on personally at the moment, so I'm just learning out loud here. But the reason I'm spending so much time on this is that for as long as you're terrified of what other people are going to say about you, or not even say, just think in their own head, for as long as you refuse to even start figuring out who you are, what you're passionate about, and what matters to you, you're not even going to have a foundation to build relationships off of. I just wanted to say that so that you know what this whole rant about fear, like why that's even relevant to what we're talking about. Alright, cool, but how do you even start practically executing that in your life? Well, you start jumping, to use our metaphor from earlier. For me, I really started connecting with people, finding my people, and really cultivating my inner circle when I turned up to an audition for the school musical and ended up getting the lead role. Throughout that 6 months that the production lasted, I made more friends, deep connections, and developed more confidence than the whole rest of my life combined. A couple years previously, it was when I joined a gym and discovered my passion for weightlifting that I found and made my first real friend group. I was 14 at that point, by the way, so up until then, I hadn't really ever had a proper friend group. My point is, all the times I stepped out and just tried something, those points have a perfect correlation with not only my own personal growth and development, but also the improvement and enrichment of my social life, and dating opportunities, by the way. So literally just leaning into your passions and putting yourself out there for opportunities and experiences will lead you to meeting and connecting with people, but will also just develop you as an individual. A big thing for me in terms of when I felt my loneliest was that I wasn't happy in my life generally. I didn't really know who I was, and I had an issue with trying so hard to fit in with people who just didn't like me, that my self-esteem was terrible and my identity was a whole mess. So now we come to the first step in this journey, embracing the lonely chapter. By the way, I want to make it clear, I don't mean isolate yourself on purpose. God no. If there's people in your life who are genuinely awesome, valuable, close friends, people who uplift you and support you and kind of boost your growth as an individual, don't cut them off for the sake of going full Batman mode. That's retarded. Nah, what I'm saying is stop chasing. Be okay with being you and doing your thing. And if there's people around you, then brilliant. But if there's not yet, that's cool. Be in your own lane for a little while. And have faith that the right people are going to come into your life. It's just a matter of time. The key principle in this phase is only choose people who choose you. And yeah, absolutely cut off people who are parasites, who are toxic. Don't allow negative, hateful, unambitious, stagnant people in your life. People who shit on you, your dreams, and try to tear you down. Nah, fuck that. Zero tolerance policy for that shit. This is gonna be a massive growth period. This is really a time for you to sort your issues out and get your shit together. When you let the opinions and the influences of other people fall away, you're left with your character to sculpt, your identity to uncover and develop, and your authentic personality, values, and interests can actually start to cultivate. Obviously, all of that is a lifelong process, but you get my point. All of that stuff is a prerequisite to real confidence. I'd go so far as to say that that is confidence. You can't have confidence without those things. When you start being able to walk through life with self-assurance, purpose, and faith, man, you'll be an attractive person. Yeah, in a romantic way, in a friendship sense, but also as a leader. You become someone worth following because you know who you are and what you're about, what you stand for. You'll have this tight inner circle, this network, and a good amount of influence on a much broader scale. And yeah, you gotta make sure that you stay humble and you keep your integrity airtight. Both of those things are a journey that I'm on at this point. But anyway, this potentially lonely chapter is foundational because it allows you to somewhat reinvent yourself, become aware of your strengths, but also give you a chance to work on some of your weaknesses, which, you know, I'll just say for me are humility. I can be pretty arrogant. Integrity. That one's got a lot better, to be fair. Not overthinking and just acting. And yeah, that faith aspect around overcoming fear. And in case you're wondering, the reason this is almost maybe feels like a bit off topic, the reason I'm not getting into any like tips or hacks or talking about how to interact with people in a certain way and doing like a neurotic, autism-fueled breakdown of every meticulous detail so that you can like fake confident body language or like carry yourself better or like know exactly what words to say in conversations and shit, is because I don't want to give overthinkers more overthinking fuel. All of that style of advice never helped me. And honestly, it's pretty much useless because it's trying to put a band-aid on an open head wound. So I think it's much more valuable for me to just be real with you and be like, really overcoming loneliness is about you, you know? Your values, your identity, your character, and, you know, talking about stuff like improving your standards for the people around you and shit like that. That's always gonna have way more ROI. That like deep, internal, uncomfortable, difficult work, rather than just like trying to like inauthentically just like fake confidence or, you know. All that being said, the only tactic I would give you is just project outwards the energy you want to receive. When you're in social environments, when you're out in the world, send out to people the energy you want to feel from them. Be warm and open and kind and friendly. Be a generally positive person. Have a bias towards compliments and good vibes, not criticism and negativity. And then one other thing that's more like tactical. If you usually avoid eye contact with people, then force yourself to glance up at them for a split second. If you usually give one-word answers to cashiers and strangers, say a full sentence. Just challenge yourself little by little to start conversations and gradually crank the dial up. I now have a ton of great friendships with people who I went to school with for years but never really spoke to, and then one day decided to just start up a conversation with them. Like seriously, the amount of really great friends I've met that way. And yeah, there'll be fear and embarrassment and sometimes rejection, but honestly, who cares? Like, fuck it, we ball. I do also want to make a point out of saying everything I've said so far in this video applies to dating as well. You just gotta sprinkle a little game on top. Yeah, once you know who you are, what your values are, and very importantly in this context, what you will accept from yourself and from other people, you just gotta be bold. Reach out, make connections, deepen and grow existing ones, and just gradually fill your life with good people instead of chasing average ones that aren't chasing you. And it's cool to have high standards. In my opinion, it's essential, but take it from my experience. Just don't be a pretentious dick about it. And once you feel like you've come out the other side of this lonely chapter, throw yourself at life. Cash out on all that growth and development you've done. Pursue good vibes and great memories. Carry a mindset of saying yes to every opportunity you can. You've had your season of no, now go live your season of yes. Like within reason, of course. And this doesn't mean stop prioritizing your growth. Nah, you're amplifying it, as long as you stick to your values. I've had so many great experiences and made so many brilliant memories with my mates lately. And I'm so grateful and I feel so blessed to have such fucking awesome people in my life. Like I swear, after every function, trip, or moment, I always reflect on like the nuance and the balance of focused effort and personal growth but also just chasing memories. Like, I honestly can't believe the complete 180 I've had in this area. So I literally just wanted to make this video to share the things that have helped me so much. Okay, to summarize and give you some actionable, practical stuff to leave with, how do you stop being lonely and find brotherhood? Focus on self-improvement, and not inauthentic, robotic attempts to increase your status and fuel your ego, but the truly fulfilling pursuit of growing as a person, overcoming fears and insecurities, developing true confidence through self-discovery and authenticity, and practicing the art of being social, making connections and chasing passions, opportunities, and experiences. That's what changed my life anyway. Take care of yourself, bro. And thanks for watching the video. I really hope it resonated and made an impact. Now go live, dude.
You're waiting for the rainfall, saying that you love God. Catch me on the rainbow, saying that I love life. Go ahead and blame it on the sunshine. Whoa. This is for my people from around the way. Waiting till the summertime, let us out to play, yeah. Whoa. Go ahead, blame it on the sunshine.